Drakheir is finally stepping out of alpha and launching its full release on the Meta Quest. It's a spellcasting VR game that lets you ditch the controllers and use only your hands to perform magical gestures. But now that it's here, the big question is, does it feel like a full-fledged experience or just an improved alpha? Let's dive in. Let's start with the visuals. Drakheir has undergone a major graphical glow-up since its alpha days. The environments are brighter, more detailed, and much more immersive. Spells now crackle with life, and lightning effects add real sense of magic to the world. The visual upgrade really shines if you're playing on the Quest 3. The Quest 3's upgraded hardware makes a huge difference. The sharper resolution, better performance, and improved depth perception elevate the experience far beyond what I saw during the alpha on Quest 2. If you're playing on Quest 3, Drakheir's visuals feel much more polished and immersive, even with some of the more basic textures. The graphics are pretty major leap forward. I also really like how the game uses scale, something I personally feel is extremely impactful and underutilized in VR games. The gameplay is where Drakheir has seen the most growth. What started as a simple spellcasting game has evolved into something much deeper. You now have an expanded library of hand gestures, each tied to a specific spell. It deepens combat, especially with the dodge and counterspell system. Timing your gestures perfectly to deliver devastating blows to enemies with magic feels incredibly satisfying. One of the best new additions is the currency-based system, which gives Drakheir a real sense of progression and replayability. You'll earn currency as you play, allowing you to unlock new spells and customize your magical arsenal. This system not only adds a rewarding loop to the game, but also encourages experimentation with different spells and strategies. Instead of starting with every spell available, you'll work towards unlocking them, which gives you a sense of growth as a player. It also means that there's also something to strive for, making every session feel fresh and engaging. The drive to see what's next will keep you playing for a while. Hand tracking is still Drakheir's defining feature, and here, the Quest 3's improved tracking hardware really helps. Tracking feels noticeably smoother and more responsive than it did on the Quest 2. Complex gestures that felt inconsistent in the alpha now feel more reliable, most of the time. That said, the tracking still has its moments of jank. There are times when the system misreads your movements or your hands briefly lose tracking entirely. These issues are less frequent on the Quest 3, but they haven't disappeared completely. Sound design is another area where Drakheir could really use some work. Spells have decent audio effects, and there's music from time to time, but the soundscape still feels empty and has no background ambience. Without richer audio, the world lacks the immersive atmosphere that the visuals and mechanics are striving for. Drakheir has come a long way in terms of polish, but a few bugs remain. I encountered the occasional odd tracking glitch, but none of these were groundbreaking. However, they are noticeable and occasionally distracting. Still, compared to the alpha, this is much more polished. So where does Drakheir stand now? It's clear the developers have listened to the feedback and made some real strides since the alpha. The improved visuals, deeper mechanics, and expanded spells show a game that's grown significantly. On the Quest 3, it feels like much more refined and immersive experience with smoother performance and better tracking. But it's not without its flaws. The hand tracking, while improved, can still be a little frustrating at times, and the sound design leaves a lot to be desired, and there's still a few bugs that remind you that this isn't a fully polished AAA experience. However, what Drakheir does well with its ambitious mechanics, rewarding progression, and immersive spellcasting make it worth your time, especially if you're playing on the Quest 3. This innovation really sets the stage for some truly innovative mechanics. Drakheir launches soon on the Meta Quest, and if you're ready to master all the magic, it's an experience that's worth your time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more VR content, and let me know in the comments what VR games have caught your eye lately. I'll see you in the next one.